This is just a bit of an update on the front bumper. I didn't film the fiberglass process, but this is what I've ended up with, and I just started sanding this a little bit at the front, but it was mainly under here, had a big chunk out of it. So I've redone all that. I'll flip it over. It's a fair bit of work. I've still got a bit of work to do. I've fiberglass behind that crack, so I've got to sand that and fill that. Still got a little bit of work here where it's been scraped, but I'll just flip it over and give you a look at the back of it. Sorry, but I don't know what it is about this bloody phone. I always end up getting my fingers in front of the camera. Anyway, just like the coolant bleed one, all you saw was the fingers in front of the camera, so I really need a tripod, small tripod I'm going to get. So I'll flip this over. Okay, you can see it a bit better here. That's what I did. I got in behind it, put 2 layers of fiberglass behind, one on the front, just sandwiched the whole thing. That's the crack. That's the fiberglass behind the crack, and one of my, the bit that slides into your guard bracket to hold it on, it came off, so I used hot staples on it, and I thought I'm going to put some fiberglass. That's just one sheet of fiberglass behind it. To hold it, you can see the staples there on the side. I left them because I think that'll be solid enough. But on the top, bit flimsy, you know what it's like when you bash it back into the guard. That was all detached. So I've got to trim that all back. But yeah, I've only just started doing a bit of sanding on that just to see how it come out. So I'll give you an update when it's all sanded, then I'll have to put a bit of filler over it. But yeah, we'll be back with an update soon. Okay, quick update. Done the rub down all the fiberglass, put a bit of filler, rub the filler down. I've just given it a light coat of undercoat. That's where the patch was, as you can see. There's one there. There was a crack over this side, and I've still got a crack. I don't know. I'll see if I can get in the right light. Just there. It keeps opening up. I couldn't get the fiberglass up behind it because there's like a foam backing thing there. I don't think I can get up there, so I don't really know what I'm going to do about this. It might have to just stay like that. I really need to get this car registered. It's already 2 months out of rego, and I need to get moving on it. There was a scrape here that I've got to fix up. That's still a bit high there, so I've got to fix that up. But other than that, it's going all right. Just a few little holes on this side, just about there, and a little bit there. So it's getting there. So anyway, I'll come back when I've painted it, I think. Because no one really wants to see panel work. I didn't film any of this because I did it on the other channel and no one watches it, so I won't worry about it. But anyway, we'll come back when it's all painted. G'day, just another update. At the moment, I'm in the process of vacuuming out the air conditioning system. Didn't have any gas when I got it. I thought it had a leak. Usually when there's no gas in the system, it's usually leaking like the TX valve back there or down on the Aircon compressor. But I've actually tested this before and it doesn't seem to be leaking. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing a vacuum there. You'll see it's right down in the green. It's in the negative. So it's pulling a vacuum to get rid of all the moisture in there, if there's any moisture. I've been doing that for about nearly an hour now. So I'm going to switch it off. And if it doesn't leak, that should hold the vacuum. I'll come back in half an hour and we'll see how it goes. Okay. We're back here, we're still on the air conditioning system. I'm just going to fill you in on what's been going on since the last bit I filmed. I was actually vacuuming out, leak testing the whole system, and it wouldn't hold a vacuum. So what I've done now is I've made up a little fitting here and I've pumped compressed air into it. And the first time I did this, I didn't bother filming all this. I've been mucking around with this a fair bit. I've just hooked it up to the low pressure side and got some soapy water in one of those squirty bottles. Checked the whole system, couldn't find any leaks around the place anywhere until I got to there. Took the cap off, sprayed some water on the soapy water on the valve, the Schrader valve on the high side, and it was leaking. So I've replaced that valve now and no leaks. But last night I tried to get it to hold pressure and my fitting was leaking down there on the gauges, not on the car's system itself. It was just the gauge fittings. So if this drops a little bit, I'm going to put it down to the gauges. It hasn't dropped at all at the moment, sitting on about 90 there on the low side. So I'm going to leave that for about half an hour, make sure it holds pressure. Then I'm going to vac it out and just draw a vacuum in the system down there in the green and see if it'll hold a vacuum. If it does that, then I'm going to gas it up. Other than that, new bottle up there, which you would have seen on the bleed in the coolant system, which was a bit of a disaster. I apologise for that video. It was a bit of a mess. And the front bumper's back on. I've repaired all the front bumper, painted it, so it's back on. I'm just cleaning it up now. This car's going for rego soon. I've got to pull my finger out because I've only got about 3 weeks to get this thing on the road. But seems to be going okay. Haven't had any more dramas with the cooling system. So I'd really like to get the air system working. But for rego, I'm not worried. Everything else, I can't find any leaks anywhere else in the system. So anyway, we'll come back to this and I'll let you know what happened. Okay, so I'm at the stage where I'll pull the vacuum. I'll just turn the light on. I'll pull the vacuum and I turned the pump off, left it for half an hour and no leaks. If the vacuum remains where that needle is without the pump going, then you've got no leaks. So now I've had the vacuum pump going for 40 minutes. I'll let it go a bit longer, but it's getting pretty dark here, as you can see. And that gets rid of the moisture that was in the system, and it should be right to gas tomorrow if all goes well. So we'll see how we go. Okay, I'll update you when we come back. Okay, we're back here again. I've had the system gassed up. I got nice cold air conditioning. So I'd say that's probably nearly about it for this car. I've started to give it a clean. I've just finished cleaning it up. Couldn't get it in for a rego inspection today, so that'll be next week, and I'll drive it for maybe a day or two and then put it on the market, I think, because really good engine in this. Like, the whole car seems to be pretty good. There's a bit of wear on the seats, but the whole car seems to be pretty good. I may replace the front brake pads yet. I don't know. I'm going to take the wheel off later and see what they're like. But yeah, it's been sitting around for a few months, so I've got to get it back on the road. Anyway, unless I do something else, that'll be it for this car. So anyone who's watching, like, share and subscribe. If I do another one later on, it'll be on this channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.